Hello and welcome to a new episode. Here we have the highlights from the first race in League 4 from Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. So there you can see the grid. Got Fat Pickle Bro taking the pole in the McLaren, followed by Dion and Sim FX also in the McLaren. So we're going to watch this start and let's go on board. See how we go. So down to turn 1. I'm looking back, taking the middle ground. Everybody's starting to catch up. Nice bit of a slipstream there. F-type there on the inside. He goes for the inside, takes the lead at the first corner, and looks like he's holding on to it. So let's have a look as they go through turn 2, the long one. Fat Pickle Bro down to second in the Mac Tools McLaren. It's going to take a slightly wider line though. Does he cut back to the inside? Up to the corner where Hamilton and Rosberg had the infamous crash. Fat Pickle Bro goes for the inside, just about holds him off there. And it looks like there's action further back in the pack. Looks like there's been a few bumps and grinds. NSX of Breath Mint there. Oh, and we've got the Alpha 4C off in the background. Let's see what happened to the Alpha 4C. So we join back on board with the Alpha 4C. Seamus on the outside there. He's actually in the middle, 3 wide here. This is going to get... Oh, God, it got squeezed out a little bit there. Right, into the left-hand corner. And looks like he just ran out of road there. Off onto the gravel. So, drop back down behind Steve Stone. Down into 14th. And let's see if he can make his way back up through the grid. So, back to the front of the field. And we've got Dion in the front, and wow, look at that McLaren weaving in the mirrors there. He is looking feisty. So let's do a quick rundown of the positions on the first lap. So we've got Dragon Eagle first, Fat Pickle Bro second in the McLaren. Third we've got Sim FX. Fourth we've got James Harben. Fifth we've got Burger Bomb in the Ferrari. Nice car there, looking to make up some moves. Sixth got Breath Mint. 7th, Slow Seamus, not so slow. 8th, got Elhead. 9th, 88. 50, 88. I'm going to say 88. 10th, Crazy Admiral in the Cayman. 11th, Steve Stones in the Ferrari. Just Wilkie, 12th in the GTR Power. 13th, we've got Blackie in the Alpha 4C after that mistake. And Azroth, 14th in the SLS. So, it looks like the front 4 are starting to break away here. We've got the F-Type followed by the 2 McLarens and then the Citroen. So, Dion going defensive a little bit, but it looks like the McLaren's alongside into this right-hand corner. He looks like he gets a job done. Good pass there, nice clean pass, made his intentions known quite early on and managed to slide himself up the inside. Looking back through the pack, it looks like Just Wilkie and that gold GTR's hounding the Cayman just ahead, as Crazy Admiral actually goes off into the gravel, and that's going to cost him. That's going to cost him dear. Where has he dropped down? What's that? Down to 12th. Wow. But it looks like Slow Seamus is even further behind. Let's see what happened to him. So we're on board with Slow Seamus here, coming through the second turn. Up into the long right-hander, just behind Breath Mint. Oh, right. That was a bit of a manoeuvre there. Let's have a look from. Oh, poor rejoin as well. Poor rejoin, and actually took out the SLS, the Smirnoff SLS. So I think that's probably also caused some damage. So let's go and check it out from the other driver's point of view. So Alehead here, looking behind Slow Seamus. Gets a good run. There's a little bit of lag there. He was alongside Slow Seamus. It looks like he backed off. It looks like he's lost quite a few places backing off, but it's cost Slow Seamus a lot of time. It's a tricky one, that one there. It seems like almost a racing incident. We can see a little bit of lag going on our screens, and it looked like it was half a dozen of one and 6 of another. So anyways, let's get back to the action. back near the front of the field. It looks like the McLarens are starting to try and gang up on this F-Type. Looking like they're both, and as Dragon Eagle goes wide, Dion goes wide there, and SimFX is through. So, as I say, it looks like the McLarens were trying to gang up on the F-Type, and that was pretty much correct. They did manage to find the way past the F-Type down to third. Now, James Harben in the Citroen, can he take advantage? It looks like Dion has some good one-lap pace, but does he have the race pace? As we catch up with the action further back, you can see Blackie trying to make up for the mistakes early on the first lap, going around the outside of Steve Stones, the Ferrari. Oh, not quite. The Alpha 4C is going to be good on the corners. Wow, that's one hell of a lunge there, but 3 wide through the final chicane. Well done, lads, to keep it all pointing in one direction. But does the 4C have the straight line speed now? That F-Type is definitely going to have some good speed. We'll go on board with them. Yeah, look at the Alpha 4C. Even on the slipstream, it's losing out down the straight. Ailhead manages to pull alongside. Can he beat him into the braking into the first corner? Looks like he manages to do that. And the Alpha 4C is going to have to contend with trying to find a way through on those ever tricky corners. Now things are quieting down a little bit. We'll do a quick run through the field. First is Fat Picklebro in the McLaren. Second, SimFX Tricky in the McLaren as well. The two McLarens trying to pull away from the rest of the field at this point. Third is Dragon Eagle in the Jaguar F-Type. The fourth, James Harben, just behind in the Citroen, looking fairly racy, just as they both kind of go a little bit wide there at the fast right-hander. Fifth is Burger Bomb in the Ferrari. Fantastic looking livery on that Ferrari there. And then sixth, we've got Breathman in the NSX. Closing in, under braking, just not quite there though. Seventh, we have the 55-8. I'm going to try and do that correctly. In the Citroen, maybe struggling a little bit. And then, oh, this is the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th. So you can see Blackie's now got back past in the 4C. But we know that car's not very fast down a straight line. So is he going to lose out this position as soon as they get onto the straight? So into the final chicane, the three of them go. Alpha 4C, followed by Ferrari, followed by F-Type. They keep it clean all the way through. Now on the power. Right, Steve Stone's got the slipstream. So what can the Ferrari do? What can the F-Type do? It looks like the Ferrari's closer than the F-Type is. Right, down the start, finish straight. This must be killing the 4C driver right now. Steve Stones pulls out the slipstream. Looks like he's actually passed him before the braking zone. Looks like the F-Type even wants to have a bit of a nibble. Oh, there's a little bit of a punt there. Looks like the F-Type just clipped the rear end of the 4C. But it looks like Steve Stones gets the job done. Then Blackie's in down to 9th. Can he make his way back up through the infield section with that 4C? It looks like he's already making a move now. Is he coming back? He's managed to do it, you know. That's a good move. Kept it in. Again, the 4C is really good through the corners, but he's just going to struggle down those long straights. So, 9th goes Steve Stones. 10th is Ailhead. 11th is Just Wilkie in the GTR. 12th, the recovering slow Seamus. 13th, Crazy Admiral in the Cayman. And 40, Azeroth. So we come back to the head of the field, and it looks like there has been an exchange of position. We now have Dion back in the lead. So what we're going to have to do is hit to a replay and see what happened there. So we actually had to go back a lap or two to find the action. So that's how busy this has been up and down the field. We've been watching the racing further back. We can actually see Picklebro goes deep into this corner here. SimFX gets alongside and actually nudges the rear end and causes a spin for Picklebro. Looks like they both get away with it without any kind of damage. Oh, Picklebro almost crashing into the guys as he tries to rejoin on the circuit. What we'll do a catch up with that. So here we're on board with SimFX, and we'll see the mistake happen ahead and see what we think of the incident. Braking, SimFX makes the apex. Oh, it's always going to happen there. And that's what's happened. So that's allowed Dion in the F-Type to get back past and back up into the lead. So let's catch up, get back to where we was and see what's happening. So as they come down the start-finish line, let's give a quick roundup of the positions. So we've got Dion Dragon Eagle in first, James Harben in second, closely followed by SimFX and recovering Heineken McLaren, looking quite racy there as well. Fourth we have, well, Fat Pickle Bro / Burger Bomb. They're fighting into the first corner. Fat Pickle goes for the cutback, but not quite as much room as he wanted. And you've got Breathmint also in there. So big battle here for 4th, 5th and 6th. Burger Bomb getting a good line off there. Tries to go defensive, but does leave enough space for Fat Pickle to get through. And it looks like he completes the move there. Can he get him on the comeback? I don't quite think the Ferrari's got the pace there. Fat Pickle goes defensive. Looks like he's going to be covering off the move there. Burger Bomb has to be careful. Breathmint just behind, because he'll be taking advantage of any issues that those two pick up. So Breathmint is in 6th at the moment, holding steady. Burger Bomb's gone. Burger Bomb has gone. He's lost the rear end. Lost the rear end coming through the fast left right, and actually dropped down to 7th and might be losing out to 8th as well. So who is in 6th? The 55-8 pulled up into 6th with a Citroen with that mistake for Burger Bomb. So looking back, we've got Blackie in the 4C, still doing that recovery drive. Looks like he's managed to break away from Steve Stones and Ailhead, but does he have enough speed to take on people like Burger Bomb? 9th, we've got Ailhead and Steve Stones. It looks like Ailhead's just got ahead of Steve Stones, so maybe the Budweiser Ferrari is starting to struggle a little bit with pace. 11th, Slow Seamus, so slowly catching up, not blitzing through the field, but slowly but surely catching up to the rest of the field after the spin out near the start of the race. 12th, Just Wilkie in the GTR. I wonder how tyre wear's getting on with him throughout this race. 13th, Crazy Admiral after that off is trying to make amends and work his way back through the field. And last but not least, Azroff in the Smirnoff SLS. Join the battle at the front again, and it looks like SimFX is going down the inside. Yes, he completes the move. And James Harben in the Citroen. Right, can he now start to take effect on Dion? Can he pass Dion? Can he get back past Dion and then try and open up a gap? So we go on board with SimFX as it comes out the final corner. Got James Harben's a little bit further back. Dion goes defensive, has the Heineken. McLaren got enough oomph to get past this F-Type. He goes across. Dion gives him space, racing room there, but he's on the outside. Brakes as late as he can. Can he go all the way around the outside? Not quite. Dion just gives him enough room. So he's going to have to regroup and come at it again. Up the hill we go. Can he have a better front end? Is James Harben going to come back on him here? Coming up to the, what I call the Rosberg Hamilton corner. And nothing much doing. So now he's got to regroup and try and attack Dion again. Right, so as we come on to lap 8, tyre wear is really going to be starting to affect some of these guys now. So let's do a quick rundown. We've got Dion in the F-Type, SimFX in the McLaren, but it looks like he's down the inside coming down into the first corner. Is he going to get this move done? We've seen him try on the previous lap. Late on the brakes, it looks like he's got move covered off, and he does take the lead. The F-Type has to slot back into second. So let's do a quick rundown. So SimFX in first, Dion in second in the F-Type. Looks like he's just about holding on. And James Harben in Citroen in third. Fourth, we've got a recovering Picklebro. So it looks like he's actually caught up to this front group quite quickly. So he's going to be starting to give these guys a shuffle on. Maybe he can do the undercut with some strategy, because he's really closing in. Fifth, we've got Breathmint now out on his own after tussling with the Ferrari. Sixth, we've got the 5588, or whatever. I'm going to cock this name up all the time. So he's in sixth in the Citroen. Seventh, we've got Burger Bomb in the Ferrari, making a recovery after making a mistake on this very corner just here. Eighth, Ailhead moving his way through, and just behind him Blackie actually has a bit of a wobble in the 4C, and it looks like he's coming under pressure from Steve Stones, and now Slow Seamus is starting to make his way back through the group. So he's down the inside of Steve Stones and the Ferrari, and outbreaks him into the tight corner at the end, back straight. It looks like it gets the move done. So it looks like people might be starting to really struggle with some tyres. So that puts Steve Stones down to 11th. 12th is Milky. No, it's just Wilkie. In the GTR, all on his lonesome. Crazy Admiral in 13th, running a little bit wide there. Maybe tyre wear is really starting to affect him. And 14th, Athroth in the SLS. So back at the front, we've got a four-way battle for the lead between the two McLarens, the F-Type and the Citroen. So this is going to be about the time that people might start pitting. So let's keep an eye out. Anybody pitting? Coming out the final corner, SimFX goes into the pits. So does James Harben, and that is it. So those two are in for the pits. Picklebro and Dion carry on out front. Now it's going to be interesting to see where these two come out. We'll watch SimFX as he comes into the pits, changing tyres. Of course, no refueling here in the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. And he comes out, and it looks like he's lost position to Breathmint, but more than likely Breathmint will probably have to pit. Look at that game there, gap to James Harben, very small. Anybody else pitting? Looks like Slow Seamus also pitting from 10th. And Alehead just ahead as well. Yeah, Alehead also pitted, and 55.8 as well. So the battle at the front, Dion versus Pickles Pro. Now this is going to be interesting. Are these guys going to pit this time round and hope to have a slightly fresher set of tyres on the next, on the final stint, or are they going to try and make these tyres last all the way to the end? So as they come up over the rise onto the back straight, Pickles Bro's done a really good job to catch up for after that incident, shall we say, midway through the first stint. Into the final sector we go. Now, final chicane, and then we should see. We're expecting these guys to pit, and we'll see where it puts them out when they've completed that. Through the final chicane, riding the curbs nicely. Yep, Dion's in, but Pickle Bro is not. So that's going to be interesting. So we'll watch SimFX and James Harben come round. So they're staying out because they've made a pit stop. We saw Breathmint in the background there going in for his pit stop. So Dion was ahead of James Harben before the pit stops. Where does it leave him now? And look at that, you can see there's a gap already. So he's lost out there, albeit he will have the fresher tyres on the next lap. You can see making up spaces now. Blackie, evidently not pitted, but he's all the way up to 5th now. Coming out of the pits, got Breathmint and Burger Bomb. While in the background there, we've got Alehead taking on 55.8. Looks like he's completed the move or defended the move, which Slow Seamus trying to pick off the guys as he comes through in the Citroen. So does he get a better exit off that long right-hander? A little bit of lag there. Not quite. So really quite close between those guys now. Of the positions now after the first round of pit stops. So Fat Pickles Bro still in the lead, but has not pitted. Is he going to pit this lap? SimFX Tricky second, followed by James Harben. Very close battle there. Dion in the F-Type been left behind a little bit there, and Blackie in the Alpha 4C also not pitted. 6th, Breathmint in the NSX making good moves. There's 2 people ahead of him who haven't pitted. Can he take advantage of that? Burger Bomb 7th after his mistake, closely followed by Alehead 55.8, Steve Stones. Slow Seamus and Steve Stones. Very tight there. 12th, Crazy Admiral. 13th, Just Wilkie. And 14th, Athroth. Looks like Pickles Bro did pit, so he's gone an extra 2 laps over some of the guys. So he's going to have a lovely fresh set of tyres, but has that cost him with track position right now? Let's find out. So where we're at, SimFX Tricky first, then James Harben, and is Pickle Bro going to be done by Dion? Looks like Dion's just managed to nip ahead of him, so he's taken that position. But how fresh are those tyres going to be at the end of this race? Interesting strategy by Blackie here. Still not pitted. Is he going to try and do a 0-stop race? Has he taken a harder set of tyres, or is the Alpha 4C easier on the tyres? Who knows? We'll find out soon. Looking up and down the grid, there's battles going on everywhere. So this is pretty tight battle between 5 cars for 7th to 11th place. Right in the middle of it, we've got our replay host, 55.8, and Slow Seamus muscles his way down the inside there and gets the move done. He was not hanging about there. Managed to get his nose in and just ease him out of the way. Up the hill we go. It looks like Seamus will start making a move on Burger Bomb very soon. So as we go on to lap 12, we can see Pickle Bro right on the bumper of the F-Type. Can he extricate and pass down into the first corner? Now remember, we know he's got a lot fresher tyres. Moves to the inside, braking hard, and he's got the move done. Very nice and clean pass. I think that Dion knew the pass was coming. I suppose if we can hang on to the back of this McLaren, it can drag him up into the battle for the podium, and that'll be 4 cars fighting it out for the podium. So we rejoin the action on lap 13, here with the battle for 8th, 9th, 10th and probably 11th. So Slow Seamus actually gets on the power a little bit too much there. Actually ends up sliding the car out. It's going to put him under pressure now. And he looks like he tries a bit too hard into that corner as well. That's put him out over the AstroTurf. It's going to put him slow up the hill. He's gone defensive, 55.8. Gone round the outside round that corner. That was a good little move there. Outside of the corner where, if you remember, Heikki Kovalainen went flying into the barriers, and it looks like Slow Seamus is now under attack from Steve Stones, who doesn't quite get the job done. Look at the size of the diffuser on that Citroen. That hangs out a bit far. And also, while that was going on, it looks like Alehead's managed to get past Brethman in the NSX. Brethman a little bit deep onto the left-hander on the end of the back straight, and it looks like Alehead uses that opportunity to smuggle himself up the inside and take that position away from Brethman. Up to 6th. And we're actually on board 55.8 here, as he actually ends up making a slight mistake coming into the final complex here. A little bit wide, goes wide off the track. Slow Seamus using this as an opportunity, goes around the outside, and then that puts him vulnerable to Steve Stones, who smuggles himself up the inside there and past Slow Seamus. So Slow Seamus caught up in the mistake of 55.8 and then tries to make a move and actually ends up falling foul to a move from Steve Stones, who takes up a position there. You can see Slow Seamus starts to catch in the slipstream by the end of the straight, but Steve Stones has got him covered off there. Manages to hold him off through the first chicane. Good moves. Right, with less than 4 minutes left of this race, we've got 9th, 55.8, under pressure now from Steve Stones. It looks like he's coming strong near the end of the race, so he's looking down the inside, gets his nose in there, it's still alongside, still there, and it's clear. So Steve Stones really looking racy in the Ferrari near the end of this race. They were all kind of catching Burger Bomb up ahead as well. Into the final chicane, Slow Seamus there, still stalking, looking for an opportunity. Who's going to keep their head cool? Into the final chicane, over the curbs they go. Steve Stones tries to switch back, but not quite got the oomph off the corner, but he slots right into the slipstream. This is going to be a strong slipstream all the way down here. Has the Ferrari got enough horses in the rear of that? So Steve Stones goes to the inside, 55.8 stays to the outside. He's got the racing line into the final corner. They both brake late. Oh, yeah. It looks like 88 goes too deep. and ends up going too far, and Steve Stones takes the place, and he also loses the place to Seamus. Up to 10th. So as they come out the final corner onto the what will probably be the final lap, we've got first SimFX in the McLaren after pulling back from that awkward incident near the start of the race. Second, James Harben in the Citroen with Pickle Bro, early pace setter, looking to try and make a move but thinks better of it. Got his way back up into third. Fourth, got Dion in the F-Type, struggling in the second half of the race, not quite making as much of an impression. Fifth, we've got Blackie. I believe he's gone for a zero-stop race, so the tyres on the Alpha 4C must be absolutely shagged. Sixth, got Alehead in the F-Type, starting to make his way up after a couple of issues near the start of the race. Seventh, Burger Bomb in the Ferrari, closely followed by Brethmin. Looks like Brethmin slipped back down the pecking order recently, so down to 8th for the NSX. Ninth, Slow Seamus, and on the way back up, it looks like he has managed to find a way past Steve Stones and drop Steve Stones back down to 10th. 11th, 55.8, starting to flag a little bit in the final stages. Maybe that's tyre related or concentration. 12th, Just Wilkie in the GTR. It's been a long race in that gold GTR. And 13th, Crazy Admiral in the Cayman. Was up there near the start, had an issue at the start of the race, but then hasn't quite been able to keep up with the pace. 14th, Athroff in the Smirnoff SLS, and doing well to catch up to Crazy Admiral by the looks of it. We'll join the action again with the front guys. Looks like SimFX has kind of got this. He's got a car length or two from James Harben going into the final chicane. Let's see if either of these guys will switch positions. Final chicane. It looks like James Harben, they all take the curb quite aggressively. Looks like James Harben's maybe got enough. Has Pickle Bro got enough to get round? There's a checker flag. And it looks like they go second. Second and third, with SimFX coming first. Dion in the F-Type fourth. Fifth, Blackie. Fantastic race there. Alpha 4C is a tricky car to drive. Can be very twitchy. To do that on a zero stop, impressed. Would have been interesting to see what he did if he had a stopped. Alehead coming home in sixth, closely followed by Burger Bomb, Slow Seamus and Brethmint. It looks like Brethmint's had even more issues on the final lap than Steve Stones in 10th. 11th, the 55.8 in the Citroen, comes home to take the checker flag. 12th, Just Wilkie in the GTR. He's going to have an interesting race too with that Scirocco. Taking the checker flag now. And it looks like 13th and 14th, Crazy Admiral, 13th there, coming out the final chicane, with 14th Azeroth in the Azeroth 2000 in the SLS. So let's see what happened to the guys on the final lap. So this is halfway through the final lap. This is a quick replay. We can see Brethmin in 8th. He has Slow Seamus behind him, but Slow Seamus gets a cracking drive off that corner there. Manages to get his nose up the inside of the Heikiko Valonen crash corner. But Brethmint's still ahead, where he's got the inside into the braking on the back straight and actually manages to pull across. And Slow Seamus goes for the move down the inside. Is there enough space? Has Brethmint gone too deep? Brethmint has gone too deep. That's what's allowed Slow Seamus to get through on the final lap there. So maybe Brethmint just running out of tyres, running out of confidence in that NSX on the last lap there. I thought he had it and then he just went in that little bit too deep. Looks like it's a close race for these positions here have been close all race. Coming out the final corner, yeah, it looks like Burger Bomb followed by Slow Seamus, Brethmint, and then Steve Stones. So well done to you all the guys who raced. Particular congratulations to the winners and the podium positions. So where have we got? There we go. SimFX, Fat Pickle Bro, and James Harben. All great race results. So if you enjoyed this race, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like. Race 2 will be on the channel soon. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. That's perfectly fine. Totally understand that. Just let me know how I could do it better in the future. Until the next time, goodbye.